back. We actually missed 2 months of Ghost Talks. People have lives. We do stuff. Go to school, go to work, do the mundane stuff, the unimportant stuff. So we missed the last two Ghost Talks episodes. So now we're actually back online in September doing our regular Ghost Talk show every last Saturday of the month. Now, let us know. We can check on our live feed. Let us know if the audio is fine. We've been having some problems with technical issues with the audio, so I want to make sure that you guys can hear us properly before we move forward with the rest of the show. Tonight, we have a special guest with us tonight. Actually, two special guests with us tonight. One of them, Kyle will introduce, which is the person on my right. And we also have Darlene. Kyle knows, so I'm going to take, or Shannon, do you want to take the seat or do you want me to do it?
Sure, I'll go back there.
Okay, so Shannon's going to take the computer and Kyle is going to take my seat and he's going to introduce this fine person beside me. I don't want to say her name because this is Kyle's job. Okay. Ah, you sit in my chair.
Oh, geez, central.
Kyle gets the boss's chair, man.
Central.
He gets the boss's chair. I get Shannon's spot.
Hi all, this is Kyle here, and we have a very special guest with us this evening. She is both a psychic / healer, and so she's doubly gifted, actually, and perfectly capable of doing both at the same time, right?
Yes.
And her name is G.H.O.S.T, and she is from Cornwall, Ontario. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yay! Jose. That's great.
Maybe give us a general description of your talents.
Oh, I'm a psychic. Whenever I'll meet people, sometime I have the feeling and I could tell them about their past and what's going to happen. So that's what I do.
And the healing aspect.
And the healing, what I do is that what happened through my life, like from the age of 5 and everything.
Okay, you're getting a playback.
Yes.
Like they say when somebody passes on, you get the playback.
The playback.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everything just came out one night, and the people were just amazed, like you know.
Okay, why were they like on you?
It's to help me to come back.
Okay.
Yeah,
Trying
because
to pull you back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was on top, but I seen everybody doing whatever.
Okay.
What they were
so
doing.
you kind of like left your body.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You are also able to maneuver spirits, point them in the right direction.
Yeah.
Where they need to go. How does that work?
What happened is that whenever my brother was at hospice, I was getting messages to deliver messages to him, and even to my sister-in-law. She was sick too, and I went and seen her one day, and she said to me, she says, "I want you to put your hand right here." She says, "You could help me." I says, "How can I help you?" Like at the time, I didn't know I had the gift, but I was taking all her pain away.
Okay.
And she did that to me twice, and I kept hearing my brother, "Okay, you need to go and see her. You need to sing this song to her." So whenever he passed away, I said, "Okay, I'll give you my hand, and I'm sending you to heaven." Yeah.
So at that time, you knew you were a psychic, but you didn't know you were a healer.
I didn't know.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Okay, we're gonna turn the corner here and take a little walk on the dark side. You're capable of seeing what may be called elementals or demons or bad spirits in general.
Yeah.
Give us a few examples of or your experiences?
I had a friend I was working on. Whenever he came over to my house, we were three people working, three healers. And this guy, he did something to me. And what he did is that he ripped off my inside. So that's a demon.
Yeah.
And whenever I was talking to him, because from distance, I could work from distance. So I was helping him.
Okay.
I was seeing the devil. And I seen a big spider just coming right after him.
Yeah. So these whatever they are,
Demons.
spirits or demons. Okay.
Yeah.
They can project themselves into different whatever they want. Basically,
Yes.
it could be
Yes.
a spider or
Anything.
a mongoose, whatever, or
Yeah.
something more ominous. Like scary. Yeah.
It is.
So yeah. Okay. So you said you've seen the devils or demons, whatever. And there's what else did you see in remotely? That's like remote viewing,
Remote.
right?
Yes. I had a closet, and it was
Yeah.
a dark closet.
Okay, so
Very
very
dark.
dark. Yeah, you can't see. Yeah,
Yeah, you couldn't see anything. So.
yeah. And what do you think that would be? Do you have any guess?
There was dark ghost.
Okay,
Yeah.
like a portal, maybe.
Yes.
Or, yeah.
Yes, a portal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was an acquaintance of yours, right?
Yes.
You had other experiences with this individual.
This person.
Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
give me another example?
Another example is that whenever he was working on me,
Yeah.
and what happened is that spiritually,
Yeah.
he went and he ripped all my inside out. So I had somebody else came and repaired all that.
Okay.
So
And does he do this to other people? Or?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, there was other incidents that whenever I was driving, I seen he
Yeah.
was doing something to the other person that wasn't right,
Yeah.
and
So you confronted him.
I confronted him, and he says, "How do you know that?"
Mm-hmm.
I says, "Because I seen it."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Okay. Another example would be that the spirit
Okay.
that was crawling.
Crawling,
on the
yeah.
wall.
there was another friend that I went to, and we were sitting at the table, and what happened is that I seen a black ghost crawling on the ceiling.
So on the
All
top
the way.
part of the
Yeah,
ceiling,
the
all the way
top.
around.
Yeah.
It looked like a human,
Yes.
like a
Yes.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Crawling.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was all black.
All black, like
Yeah.
human-sized or
Yes.
smaller?
Smaller. Like,
Smaller.
yeah.
So one would say maybe an elemental, or
Yeah.
that's
I
what
would
we
say.
call it.
Yeah.
What did it want, or was it just there?
It was just there saying that in that place was
Yeah.
bad energy.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
and I had mentioned it to the person, but they said, "What did you see?"
Yeah.
And I told them, "This is, oh, okay." So,
So these things were they human at one time? Is that the belief, or
I would say yes.
yeah?
Yes.
And they're bad humans.
Yeah, very bad human. They
Yeah.
weren't- yes,
So
yes,
they didn't. Yeah. Okay. So
Yes.
they didn't make it to the
yeah. On
big
other
show.
side. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll distance ourselves a bit from this dark topic. We'll go to the healing aspect.
Okay.
Tell us the story about the cancer patient and how you were able to help her.
That was in Prescott. This lady, she had breast cancer, and they had announced it in front of it, the whole group. And I said to her, I said, "If you could connect with me," I says, "I'll get it out." So she says, "Okay." I said, "Just give me a hug." So, and I told her, I said, "You need to connect." So whenever we did that, I hugged her. She felt all the burning and I felt all the burning.
Okay.
So it was like on fire.
Yeah.
And she went to the doctor. The doctor, he told her, he says, what happened? He says, everything seems to be okay.
Yeah.
So she went back this month, matter of fact. She announced to us that she's cancer free.
Oh, was this breast cancer? Or?
Yes,
Yeah.
breast cancer.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
And that burning, that would be like the pulling,
Taking the cancer out.
taking it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, sometimes it would take several installments, right?
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why
Because we can't take everything out at once.
is it too much?
It's
Like too much energy to
Oh, yeah.
muster?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because you get really tired after that, and you need to rebuild back up.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, this is. Is there any other things you may want to bring up that maybe to enlighten the our viewers out there? Any message or are you getting? You look like you're. There's something going on right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just that there's somebody in this room.
Mm-hmm.
He has a gift.
Okay.
And he should start be using the gift.
Mm-hmm. And he's not really paying attention right now, is he?
I'm trying
No.
to get this feed
Yes.
going.
He sees things,
Mm-hmm.
but he should be doing it.
Mm-hmm. Are we not live right now?
We're
Is that what
live,
you're
but the
saying?
video is very choppy.
Okay.
The audio's coming. So you know what I might do? Because I don't want to miss anything that Jose has to say.
Yeah.
I think we're going to end the video and we're going to restart it to reboot it.
Okay.
The live feed, we're going to reboot it because I think we're only at 620. Right now it's working fine, but it goes from 621 kp.
You mean you don't want to lose what happened?
Well, we're still going to get the audio, but the video is very choppy right now.
Okay.
So I think it has to do with the internet, because see, the internet signal is very low. So what I suggest we do, we're going to cut, reboot. I'll reboot the internet, and we'll keep going from there. Right now, people know what's going on.
All right. Well,
So-
I finished this segment there,
Yeah,
so
okay.
we were getting into the final
final.
segment there.
Because right now we're down to 339 kpbs. So I'm going to end the video. So maybe, tell people we're going to end the video and reboot it because the feed's very low. We're not even getting comments right now. And it's not coming up on the phone either.
Okay, so we're going to take a short intermission. It seems that we're still having technical difficulties, so we'll be back shortly.
Hey folks, we're back again. Kyle, keep going where you left off. Let us know if the feed is good. We're not getting any feedback. We can't see any comments, so we're not ignoring people. So I don't know what's going on. Again, technical issues. Oh, we got a thumbs up, but the video seems to be very choppy tonight. So yeah, comment, and we're gonna do the best we can. Take it over, Kyle.
Okay, yeah, so I guess we'll head into, there was a question about our demons and the like from other dimensions. So that's a tough one. What would you think? What would be your guess? I guess like your experience.
My guess, I would say yes, but it all depends on the experience.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you want to?
That was not a fart. That was just the couch squeaking.
Did you have any questions for? Because we were
Well,
at the end of
so Jose, how do you think a psychic, medium, or somebody in your position could actually help out a paranormal investigation team? Or how could we validate your experiences as far as a scientific method? That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
I put her in a
She
spot.
wasn't ready for that
No,
one.
I wasn't ready for that.
Feet looks good.
Yeah. I'll be honest with you. Is that the only way that would happen is that whenever the person is there, they feel it, and that's when they're going to react.
So you,
So it's hard.
It's hard.
It's actually hard to validate those types
Yeah.
of experiences, right?
It is.
with
It is.
for me, it's if if she points out something and
Yeah.
then we get it on our equipment, like let's say, oh, there's something happening in this room, maybe. Maybe a woman or something like that, and then if we get a woman's voice, actually, go something to that along those
Well, I
lines.
guess it could be maybe you could point the team out in a specific direction, and we could find out. Okay, let's
and if
investigate
something
this.
happens right away or soon
Yeah.
after,
And if something happens, let's say if you say, and tell me if you think this would be. Let's say you say, okay, guys, go visit this location. I feel there's something there. Let's say a woman in a white dress with golden blonde hair. And then we go there and then we catch an EVP of a woman, or we capture an apparition that could actually validate the use of a psychic in paranormal investigating, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know I'm a skeptic, right, when it comes to that?
Yes.
And I think I've
Yes.
already told you that.
Yes, you did.
Jose, I'm a very big skeptic
Yes.
when it comes to using psychics and
Yeah. That's why I
paranormal
said.
investigations.
That's why I said you gotta have the proof there.
Exactly. And feel free to kind of iterate anytime you want, Darlene.
Yeah, you have a question.
You know what? I think you and Darlene are really close together, Shannon. You're both the quiet ones.
Very.
But you know what? I think behind closed doors, you guys are devils. I'm sure of it. Okay. Anyways,
We're not going.
live and unedited. Okay, so we're good. So now, this is one subject that I wanted to bring up, and I think everybody knows this guy, James Randi, right? He's for years now. He's been offering $1 million to a person who can actually prove in a scientific environment if they can actually be psychic or not. And what's your take on that? Like, why has anybody not claimed that money yet? I mean, if I knew I was psychic, I would just go, okay, Mr. James Randi, give me my $1 million because I will prove to you in a laboratory environment that I am psychic. Why has anybody not come forth and taken that money?
For me, I would say because we're not ready.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah.
It
It all
it's like
depends
baby
on the
steps.
people. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's
So he's talking about the $1 million and the proof. So the proof would have to be what they say something, and then it would have to happen right away, type of thing.
Yeah.
Right, Dan? Is that the?
Well, I mean, there'd have to be, and I don't know. Like I watched a lot of the James Randi shows, but this was back in '70s, '80s, and he would bring these psychics in and have these panels where there's stuff behind it. Would have to determine what's behind there, and most of them could not. So I believe, and I've said this plenty of times, I believe that psychics, some people do have that talent, but that's the validation I'm talking about. And I think that's what James Randi's trying to figure out also is trying to get that validation. Okay, if you are a psychic, give me the lotto numbers for the weekend.
Yeah, right.
You know, that kind of stuff. So, but mind you, like I said, I've had my own experiences, so who am I to knock anybody down? You know, but again, as a team, are we on that camera? Yeah, we're on the left. Okay, so we're on that camera. So, as a team based on scientific method, it's hard for us to, if we can't validate something, then we can't use it as far as paranormal investigators. Can we put it to the test and actually have somebody maybe one day have you attend one of our investigations and see where that leads? And maybe we can validate it. It's like any other, and I don't want to treat it like a piece of equipment, but you know what I mean? We talked about that earlier. This is Jose. She is an EMF meter. No, I mean, I'm looking at the screen instead of looking at the camera. No, it's an order. It's to put things to the test and find out, like, okay, if you lead us in a certain direction and we actually capture something, and I know, Darlene, you said you're sensitive as well, and we've always stood our ground as far as a team that we can't, not that we don't believe that psychics have that talent or people have that talent, it's just that we are skeptical as far as can we validate those experiences as legitimate scientific evidence. And that's the main point of contention. So I wouldn't, and I was totally against using psychics in investigation, and that's nothing against you or Darlene or anybody else, but I'm now open to that possibility. Well, then let's put it to the test.
Yeah.
You think, Kyle?
I would say yes. Yeah.
I'm putting him in a
As long-
position.
no, but I mean, if you, yeah,
No.
that's how we. To me, that's how we would prove it. If they can point us in, let's say, in this one room, there'd have to be some good information beforehand. No,
Yeah.
like if let's say it's a woman and whatever her problem is, and then we actually get some type of audio evidence or whatnot afterwards,
Yeah.
then that's kind of not 100%, but that's a pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Catch.
I mean, would you be into that? Like, if we had an investigation, like something like maybe November 1st?
You are putting me on the spot, ain't
And
you?
and would you?
I had to wait till you got on camera to put you on the spot.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
what
would you
about
also like to
November
do?
1st?
And
And
would you
others
al-
go, yeah,
There you
November
go.
1st.
Hey Dan, and would you also like to do a half-hour spot in front of 75 people?
Yeah, would you mind actually doing like a little part of the workshop and explaining? Yeah. No, I mean it's something I wasn't open to for the longest time, but now I've kind of, based on my experiences.
Yeah, and putting somebody on the spot too.
We
Yeah.
have a comment. It says, it's from Andrew. It says, I heard you can't use your gifts for profit.
Yes, that's true. That is true.
It's,
A
It makes
gift,
sense. It makes sense. Yeah.
It is.
It's kind of like us charging for investigations. Same thing.
That's right.
It's kind of like if, and I know we have a case. We have, and I think Taylor's. Hi, Taylor, by the way. Dawn, Melanie, and everybody else that's not here right now. We have a case. I got an email recently of a woman or a family where the child is involved, and the child's actually afraid. Okay, so to actually tell these people, they contact us and they say, I'm having an issue. My child's afraid. They're seeing something. And a lot of the time what's going on is that people think they're crazy and they don't want to reach out to anybody because they think, what are people going to think of me? Well, for us at G.H.O.S.T, you can reach out to us anytime because we're all nuts anyways. So, you know what? We're on the same page. No, not really. I mean, we've had experiences ourselves and we're very open to stuff like that. So that's what I mean. If we actually charge this woman who contacts us because she's afraid for her child or her child is afraid of something, it's not right. It's not, the morals, the ethics are just not right. If you say, okay, well, yeah, we'll go help you out if you give us a couple $100 or $400. And I think this is something that's accepted in the paranormal community. You just don't charge for investigations. We charge for workshops though, $75 a person, November 1st at the Willow Inn. So,
Little
but
plug.
for workshops, that's different because we need to make some money to get, mind you, it's not profit. We reinvest in our team. So, but to actually charge a person for that, I think it's just not right.
No. A lot of time, a lot of people, they go by donation. If you want to donate, go for it.
and that's how you do it, right? You
Yes.
never say,
Yeah.
if somebody needs help, you'll help.
I'm
them,
always
yeah,
there to help.
Always there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give us
Yes.
some coffee. Like we've actually been to some investigations where, they give us coffee, they'll make us some food, and we're okay with that. Whatever they offer, that's fine. Taking money, even soliciting for money, I feel is not right. I know some teams, I'm not going to mention any names, but some teams actually solicit for money. They'll have on their page, they'll go, okay, well, for donations, connect this. We're not even going to do that. We don't ask for donations. We don't solicit donations. It's just not what we do. It's not our thing. I just don't think it's right. And it's not the principles that I had for the team in the first place. But of course, if they want to feed us, offer some coffee while we're there doing an investigation, I think that's perfectly okay. That's hospitality. It's not a donation.
Yeah.
It's not a monetary donation.
Exactly.
So, going back to your gift, aside from individuals and messages for them and the like, do you ever get like premonitions of like world events or something bigger, or just even in the same town, but something like a
No.
disaster coming?
No.
So not that's
No,
not what
not
you
that
deal
part.
with. Eh?
No.
Okay.
No.
So what's your main field of expertise? Is it trying to figure stuff that may happen in the future, or just cluing into maybe the present environment as far as is there an entity present? Is there something that you're
Yeah.
like a premonition type thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so not necessarily predicting the future, but just
No.
what's going on in the
What's
present
going
moment.
on? Yes.
But
yes.
you do predict.
Yeah,
you
I do.
come out with
Yeah.
some stuff that
Yeah.
happens down the road, right?
Yeah.
But it all deals with
It takes-
the person, eh? That person that
right.
you're dealing with. You don't go outside of the
No. No.
the box.
A lot of time I won't say anything. If the person is in front of me, I could read them.
Yeah.
I could deliver the message. I could tell them what happens,
Yeah.
but not all the time.
Right.
Yeah, just whenever they tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a
channeling.
medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a question I have. What is the difference between a medium and a psychic?
That's yeah.
That's-
Well, a psychic is,
Aha,
is
I threw a
predict.
curveball
A
at you
psychic
tonight.
is just like that. We were predicting, more future events, right? What's coming, or a medium, they're channeling.
So
spirits,
yeah, a medium would be more connecting with,
connecting with the spirits,
With the
and
spirits.
where
and a psychic would be more
a psychic
predicting,
is future.
future predicting. Yeah, that's right. So would you consider psychic or medium?
I would say medium.
Medium? Okay. Okay. Now, what's your take on? There's a lot of people out there that actually charge for mediumship. What's your take on that? Should they charge?
For me, no, because it's a gift. It's whatever. Really, it's not us exactly. It's whoever's up there that delivers the message.
Okay.
So they channel through us.
You're
Okay.
meant to help people, right?
Yeah. We're there to
So like a
help.
channel as opposed to
Yes.
like a vessel
Yeah.
type thing.
We are a vessel. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we are.
So how? It must get stressful sometimes. Eh? I mean, when you're getting bombarded with
It is.
all these visions and whatnot, and
Yeah.
it's not all good, right? Sometimes, a lot of, or half the time, whatever. And
You got to be careful what you say to
Yeah.
the people, first of
Yeah.
all. And you do get really tired. Yeah.
Oh,
I
it
get
draws-
really,
draws
it
out the
draws a
energy,
lot
right?
out of
Yeah.
you. Yes.
yeah, okay.
Yes.
I guess it's
Big
kind of
time.
like being empathic.
It is.
Where when you get into a room and suddenly you just feel everybody's energy and you just get drained because people
Yes.
attach themselves. Now, this is the question I have,
They do attach.
and this is because of my experience at the Trinity. What's your take? And you can. I know you say you're sensitive as well, darling. So if you want to say something, that's
Say it.
great. What's your take on spiritual attachments? Can actually a spirit attach themselves? Like not necessarily possession, but can they actually attach themselves to a person? And if they do, how would you get rid of them?
They do attach. It all depends on the ability that you have. First of all, me, the way that I do it is that, let's say they're attached to your leg, I just have the power just to rub it off. And
Just
it
rub it
goes.
off,
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah,
could it be
what-
like maybe mentality, depending on how strong you are mentally, you could actually just shrug something off.
Yeah.
Because, and I
It-
think you guys all know this. I had an experience at the Trinity. This is not a secret. Mind you, I never came home with anything, so there was no negative attachment as far as I was concerned. But everybody knows I had a really weird experience at the Trinity. Scared the crap out of my team members. But I don't think I brought anything home, so I don't think it stayed with me because I remember I went outside and I went, okay, I need to
yeah, you
just
flushed it out.
I had to flush it out. I'm a skeptic. I was actually attributing this to I'm just tired. This is just fatigued. So I tried to shrug it off. But after seeing the videos where I actually lost time and I couldn't recollect where I actually went inside the Trinity, I thought, well, maybe there is something to this. So I was afraid I was actually going to bring something home with me at the time, but I don't think I did because
And
I
that-
didn't feel
No.
any negativity.
And that
after.
goes with the stories, the memory lost, eh? It's you got
Yeah.
taken over, eh? Someone
Yeah.
taken over temporarily.
Yeah.
So what can there be attachments with somebody without the gift? You know, like just a normal everyday person.
Yes, because a lot of time people they'll be so angry inside they don't realize because somebody got attached to them.
Okay.
People don't know. Okay, just like the people that have the ability, like you were saying earlier, like they have problems and stuff like that, and it's because there's something attached to them.
Okay. Yeah.
even little kids, like let's say they stutter,
Yeah.
okay, you have to take that negativity out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it,
So-
it sometimes it goes as far as making them do bad stuff.
Yes.
Things. Eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of time they hear voices. It's
Yeah.
not the child itself.
Uh-huh.
It's the spirit that they have inside. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So.
So live in that edit. Sorry, one. Okay. Okay. So I don't know if we have any questions. Any questions there, Shannon, that we can answer? Makes sense.
There's
We
some
got.
comments.
You say, "Oh, good."
We got 2 viewers. We got 2 viewers right now.
That's good.
So people probably got tired, or their feed's not good tonight. We're just gonna.
Oh,
Can you
but
read
people
people?
will see
Can you
this
read
later.
people over the internet? That Andrew is asking. Can you read people over the internet?
I'll be honest. I did it once, even over the phone. I did it once, but I don't like doing that. I'd rather see the person because you get a better connection with the person.
Yeah, live, like
Yeah.
face to face.
Yes.
Face.
Yes.
Okay. So, in your opinion, do you think that somebody who's medium or psychic could actually be useful in a paranormal investigation, if they're legit and they have
yes.
that talent? Because I know a lot of people out there are probably saying, "Oh yeah, I have the talent, I have the gift,"
But
they don't. Some people
They
are
don't.
self-proclaimed and they say they just want to have the gift, but they don't.
Exactly.
And some people have the gift, and they deny it, right?
that's right.
Yeah.
That is right.
Case in
That is
point.
Don't say anything. Okay, so we'll take some questions. Anybody got questions? Andrew? Well, we got 2 viewers right now. Oh, so like, okay, so the feed is good. We're actually gonna have a good feed tonight. Well, the first feed wasn't good. I hope the sound is good. Obviously, it is because Andrew is asking questions. Okay. So listen, guys. We may have Jose back here again if she wants to. So, but tonight is the time if you want to ask questions when it comes to that subject of using psychics and paranormal
Yeah,
investigations.
and not only that, but
if you want to ask, this is the time to do it.
and healing as well. She is a. Did you have another question? Maybe in the healing aspect, things,
Can you
because
tell when you're around people if they have any certain ailments?
Yes. Yes. I could see it and I could feel it.
I.
Don't start looking at me funny. I'm telling you
So
right now.
yeah, you.
I got a cavity. That's about it. I think.
You
right
actually
here.
did that with me the first time I met you with my shoulder,
Your shoulder, yeah.
and I forget what it was, but you seemed like it was in a knot or something.
Something like
It was
that.
like you seen an actual knot, eh?
Okay.
And so you see
I see
different
it.
pictures,
Yes.
more or less, say, and
Yes.
yeah.
Every second Thursday, I go to Summerstown with people, and we do healing on each other, and that's what we do. And they're very good people.
Are you
Yeah.
Native American? Somewhat? No. Live and edited. No, okay, that's sorry. I'm just being loud.
Yeah. I could answer that one, but I won't.
Okay.
I thought that's what the yeah was for.
The what is for?
The yeah.
The yeah.
Yeah.
Bell.
I know I'm not feeling the chi. What's going on? Is there
Yeah,
chi?
the bell, yeah.
Okay. Oh, the bell. Kyle.
What?
Bell.
Oh. So,
That's right.
yeah.
That's
So
what
it was okay. So it was another healer that told you that you were a healer, right?
Yes.
How did he see that in you? I say
Whenever-
he because I know who it was.
Yeah. Whenever I called him one day for him to work on me because I heard about him. His name.
and you had no clue at the
I-
time, eh?
No, I had
Yeah.
no clue that I was a healer. His
Yeah.
name is Richard Leroux.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever he worked on me, he's a good healer, by the way. There was a big hole here because of all my past and everything. He took everything out. So since then, I've been doing fine. And now, like I said, every second Thursday, we always get together with his brother, Peter, and his wife, Peter's wife, Lena.
Yeah.
And then there's another guy that comes from Gatineau sometimes. His name is Simon. And that's what we do.
And you're all healers.
We're all healers, and we work on each other.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll have people going over, and we work on them. And
Okay.
yeah, so
I don't want to interrupt, but
where's he going?
Tox man, hi Tox man.
So now we
That's my
got a
cat.
cat.
Yeah, my cat. Hold on. I always show my cats to them.
Here's our next
Cool.
guest. It's a Halloween cat.
Yeah. Sleeps in the sink.
Yeah.
That's
He likes
true.
sleeping in the sink.
Over here.
Oh, he's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah?
Yeah.
See, look at
Cool.
this.
He was hard to miss. White sink, black cat. I was like, I guess I'm not washing my hands now.
So, what do you get out of this? What is your feeling? What we said tonight?
What are you referring to exactly? There's a lot said tonight. Which part?
Like the psychic and the healing and what do you say?
The overall. Well,
Yeah, the
she's
overall.
you're sensitive yourself. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Very sensitive.
I have blockages as well. I've been told that I'm empathic, which would
Yes.
explain why I bawl my eyes out driving down the road for
Because
no
you just
reason.
feel stuff coming in.
It's
Yeah.
I'm driving
It's
down the
true.
road and then I just start
Yeah.
crying and
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
like just I guess somebody in the near vicinity or something. I guess
Yeah.
I
You
don't
pick
know.
it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to when I was a child. I would hear my mother call me
Mhm.
from like blocks away,
Oh.
and I'd be like, "Oh, I gotta go. My mom's calling me." They're like, "She's not." Like
Yeah.
all my friends, you know, they'd be
Mhm.
like, "Are you crazy?"
Yeah.
And then I'd say, "Look, I just heard it again,"
Mm.
and they think I was nuts. I'd go home and okay, I'm here. She'd be like, "Oh, good. I was just gonna call you. I was
Oh.
just thinking of calling you."
Oh, wow.
And it would happen like on a daily basis. I'd come home and she'd be like, I was just thinking of calling you.
Mm.
And I would,
There's probably more of a connection with loved ones too, eh? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I would
No. So I got a question actually. I like being on this side once in a while because I'm not always in charge. Right now, Kyle's in charge. I'm sorry, I didn't want to.
Yes.
I don't like putting my hand in front of.
Up there.
Bam.
Thrown into the fire.
Okay, this is just a general question. What is your take when somebody is somewhere and they get flashes of stuff? What does that mean? Is it legit or is it just like you get flashes and stuff comes in? And
It
you
is
just-
legit.
Like a picture, or just like
visions,
flash?
flash
Oh,
visions.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like a sudden, quick flash daydream,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know what to make of it. And then it stops, and then you get another flash, and you don't know what to make of it. Is that like, you know where that actually came from? It's in the movie Sixth Sense. You know when they say it's like kind of like having a flashlight where the light goes on for a second and then it goes off, then it goes on again. Some people have the flashlight on all the time,
Flickers in.
and some people it just flickers, and you see these little things. What's your take on that?
It is legit. And matter of fact, you're doing it. Okay. So which is good.
Okay, shut off the cameras. Shut off the cameras. Shut off the cameras.
Did I put you on a spot?
Yeah, you put me in a spot now, Jose. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
So what's your answer now?
Okay, so no, listen. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys. When I established this team, I established it on a very scientific basis. Did I see stuff in the past? Yeah, I did, and sometimes I think I blocked it out. And I think that's why I'm so scientific now. I want to not base it on my experiences, but more on let me get some concrete evidence of the experiences that I had and actually validate those experiences to make sure that what I saw or might have experienced is true. So, and especially after the last developments at the Trinity, Bullock House,
the church, St. Andrew's.
the church, St. Andrew's Church was another kind of weird experience I had. I was poked in the eye,
Yeah.
fell down the balcony, almost fell over.
Yeah.
I've always been a believer, but now with some experience, and that's what happens when you do paranormal investigations. You go through certain things, and then it changes your perception, your perspective on things, or your beliefs a little bit. Always had a belief, but I had to put it aside for a while. Ghost is never going to change. Ghost as an entity, as a team, is always going to be scientific. but we need to keep an open mind. Because
sure,
of experiences that
that's-
we
yeah.
have to keep an open mind.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
that's the only reason why I'm thinking now, and we have Jose here, and maybe we can have a psychic at one of our investigations,
Yeah.
but we still need to keep it real,
Yeah.
and we still need to keep it scientific.
Yeah.
You know, it's research. That's what it is.
Yeah,
So if you come over,
if
it's research. That's
if you're
what it is.
leaving some parts out, where you're not getting the whole picture, of,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, that's why a lot of the time when we investigated, and somebody would get a feeling, we would never post it live because we just go, okay, well, because we can't validate it, we can't post it live. We're strictly scientific, we're still strictly scientific. But I think we need to open our eyes a little bit more as far as a team and go, okay, well, maybe there's some truth to this. Maybe there's a possibility. I mean, we can't knock it. If you can't prove it, you can't disprove it. You got to be neutral about it. You know. Questions. Who's got a question? Oh, Andrew says you jinxed it, Dan. What did I do? Is the feed fine, Andrew, or what? Have you ever been given anything to give to a certain person?
Does that mean like a message?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is that what you mean, Andrew? Like,
I think so. Yeah. Have you ever been given anything to give to certain person? So if it's a message, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You do that often. That's one of your main
Yeah.
parts of what you do. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of time whenever I do healings is that I deliver the message at the same time.
Yeah.
But the thing is I don't remember anything, so the person has to think about it, like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. That's
remember it.
that is a great concept, though. Ain't it? you can get these bad Dan. You can get these
sorry.
bad.
I was reading the comments there because Andrew says there it cut out during the cat scene. Okay, so we're obviously having some video feed problems again tonight.
Cut
That's
out,
okay.
but it never
That's
came
okay.
back, or what?
No, I think it's fine. I mean, we're still live right now.
So you're going to answer his question?
What's the question? I was trying to avoid it. I was trying to avoid
Actually, I forgot my question.
That's good. Okay, you forgot your
What was it?
question.
You
That's good.
remember it?
Okay, shh. Don't,
No, you don't.
Don't look at me.
What was the question?
I don't remember.
How old are you, Kyle?
Yeah.
He's not gonna say. It's okay. It's a lapse of memory.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. But I think the feed's still good. We are at 598 kilobytes per second. Yeah, folks, my internet sucks. You know who I'm with? Explorer.net. Oops. I shouldn't say.
Not too loud.
No, we're still. No, yeah, it's free. What? Or an item. Okay, so we're still good. We still have 3 people online.
Remember, a lot of people view this.
They see it after the
the
comment, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, I like to get feedback from people, though. I mean, Andrew's there. Andrew is always there. Okay, so would you be object to? I'm gonna put her in this.
I know he's...
Would
I'll
you
have to
actually?
think- I'll have
you have
to
to think
think
about
about
it.
it, yes.
Okay, it's November 1st, 6 p.m. Willow Inn, 3-course meal, everything. You know.
I really have to think about
Okay.
this.
Okay, let's see what happens.
I knew he was going to ask you that, but
I had a
not
feeling.
live.
And
though.
he's not
Yeah.
done. He's not done.
Yeah.
Yeah, see when I do this.
Yeah, he's ready there.
Yeah, okay. Oh, we got 3 people going now. Okay, we're good. Okay, I have Andrew.
I've had moments to buy items for certain people, but not knowing anything about the item or why.
Compulsive buying,
Impulsive buying.
maybe. No, I don't know. Sorry, Andrew. Well. Okay, there's this eerie moment of silence right now. It's too quiet. Okay, so we went through the whole psychic medium. So what else can we talk about real quick? Like, we always talk about equipment as well, right? Every
we
show
do.
we'll talk about equipment.
Yes.
So last time we talked about the thermal camera. We went over EMF readers, EMF detectors. We went over night vision cameras. Now, what about the Ovilus?
What should we get one? Or
I don't know. Maybe we should ask people, should we get an Ovilus? I mean, Taylor
yeah.
has been asking for a while to try it. I mean, I'm very... Actually, what's your take on that? Like, guys, like, Ovilus, Ghost Box, is it legit?
The Ovilus is...
We went through it before. Like, we, as a team, we've...
The Ovilus, what is the concept behind the Ovilus? Actually,
well, I mean, it's gonna... Basically, you're in an environment, you're gonna ask questions, and the Ovilus will post a word.
Yeah,
based
word,
on the question you ask, and it's
so
going to respond.
How does that? But where? How does that pick up?
That's why. Well, it's no worse than, no different than a ghost box.
Yeah, I suppose.
Or the spirit box. Like, seriously, and that's why we do it with the headphones, because it validates it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But the Ovilus, I'm going there. Should we?
The difference is it's written out.
Yeah, it's written out.
Basically,
The words. Yeah. So I think the Ovilus is the same thing as a ghost box. It's the same thing as spirit box, but instead of audio or trying to pick sounds out of the white noise,
what's
it'll
it
just
picking? Yeah, like
it'll
make that. It has to make those syllables or whatever. So what's it picking out of the thing?
Well, I think the theory or hypothesis is that spirits can actually, because there's a vocabulary inside the Ovilus, they can actually pick
the vocabulary,
the actual word and actually make it come out on the screen and answer your question.
Okay.
You know, now whether or not we should use an Ovilus, I'm not sure.
We could always try, like, you know.
Well, that's the whole point. We try different types of equipment to see how it's going to work.
The two pieces that I would really like to get is, while we're looking at the SLS Connect machine right
That's
now.
a little Bonum there.
Yeah, the stick figure.
Hey guys, we got one of those
stick
Bonum.
I know how that.
stick.
Yeah. No, I know how that works. It picks out the joints.
The joints,
you know, and then it'll make a figure, eh?
Yeah.
It's not always human.
No. But it always looks funny though.
Yeah,
It's like
it does.
little-
Yeah, it's fidgety.
It's
Very
fidgety.
fidgety.
Or it's it's dancing or something like
Dancing
that.
on your-
And then it gets
on your
jammed
leg.
and it
Yeah.
keeps doing the same thing over and over again.
Or another thing would be REM pods. I think we should get
The REM pod, I think, is a good tool because it's kind of like it registers energy, right? So when you approach it, it'll activate.
It's
So
cut and dry. Yeah,
like a human being has energy, and we say that our energy carries on. So if there is a spirit around, it can fire off the REM pod just like we can. Same thing. So that I would see that as a more legit piece of equipment than an Ovilus.
Yes, absolutely.
I think so. That we're gonna get a REM pod. I'm gonna get one for November 1st.
Okay.
Don't tell my wife. Don't tell my wife. And you're gonna work on the Connect camera.
Yes.
And what's the other thing we were talking about?
Oh, the other thing, it's something that I've never seen any ghost hunting team use. We have I have an ultrasound gun, more or less. It picks up very faint sounds, and what it's used for actually is in an industrial setting. You know, checking steam traps and all kinds of valves, whatever. Anything that you're looking for, it's a troubleshooting tool. You're looking for inconsistencies in the system, and you can pick up once you're trained, you can pick up those subtle noises or not so subtle sometimes. You know, but so with this gun, though, I'd like to make up or look for a piece. It'd be like a cone. They actually do sell them, so I'd like to find get a cone. But the problem is recording it. I don't know how to transfer it into recordings. You know, like,
well, something we're gonna look into, right?
Yeah, it would
especially for November 1st. So we
you'd
can,
have to link it to something. Like some. I don't know. You would know more about the electronics.
Well, the audio maybe portion of it, but something we need to look into. Okay, so what else do we want to? Excuse me. Actually, I do want to do one thing. So if you guys are hearing like voices in the background, of course, we do this show out of my place. I have this little room here we call the ghost lair or whatever, whatever you want to call it. And unfortunately, we run it out of my house, and I have my wife and my father-in-law is actually here from Austria. Comes to live with us once 4 to 6 months a year. And actually, I'd like to introduce him to you right now. His name is Otto, and I'm gonna go get him right now because I can hear him in the background. And I think he'd like to be on air. And I think my brother-in-law Otto and my sister-in-law Danielle and my family in Austria would actually like to see him live on Facebook. I know this is not the show, but I want to do this.
Nice.
Hold on.
Okay.
You're gonna come say hello to Otto.
No, I don't want to say hello.
Come on.
He's trying to coax him out here right now.
65,000 people are gonna see.
I heard a no.
Yes.
Just come here for a minute.
No.
Just come here and say hi.
Yeah.
Say
I
hi.
already said
He's on
hi.
his
Hello,
way.
Otto.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Come over here, Otto. Come here for a second.
Where's that going? Worldwide?
Come here for a
I'm
minute.
going to stick out.
He doesn't want to. Okay.
I'm officially a Trudeau fan.
Okay.
Okay.
I apologize.
We'll let you off the hook tonight.
Okay, that's
Okay, so
Trudeau fan.
my father-in-law did not want to be on camera. I was hoping he could say hi to his family in Austria. Danielle, Otto, Victoria, her boyfriend, and everybody else over there. So anyways, he's shy, didn't want to come on the show. So anyways, so what's next? Well, we're going on 8:30. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Towards the end. Okay. Do we have anything to add? Shannon?
I think you covered everything.
So you do?
Yeah, I think
Anything
so.
to add, darling?
She's not talking.
Anything to add, Jose?
No, really? No.
Okay, I don't have anything to add
Are
either.
you going to put me on the spot again?
No.
Okay.
No.
Phew.
Okay. So, guys, I'm going to keep this short, and we're going to do our usual. Okay, so I want to... Which camera are we on right now, darling? Shannon?
Full.
The full one. So it's that one right there. That's the one there. Okay. Okay, guys. I'm going to go over our event, which happens on November 1st of this year, around Halloween. This is something we wanted to explain, though. Okay, a little something about Halloween. A lot of people think that Halloween is October 31st and it's over. If you go back through history and you look at the history of where Halloween comes from, it actually goes on a lot longer than that. The actual holiday is called Samhain, and it's an ancient holiday which starts on the 31st and it goes on to November 1st. That's the actual day.
Any other cameraman?
Eh?
Sorry.
On the-
No, back.
Oh, back to that one, Shannon? Okay. So, I mean, you know, a lot of people say, well, we're going to do a Halloween kind of investigation, public investigation of the Halloween, but I want you guys to remember that it goes on till November 1st. November 1st is the actual holiday. The 31st is the eve. It's actually called Samhain. It is a pagan holiday, for your information. And so it goes on for a longer period. It's not like it's 31st and then it's over. So we are doing this investigation at the Willow Inn on November 1st, the evening of November 1st. So we're still within that window. Now, Halloween is it's supposed to have it's a longest day, longest night of the year? Or what are you laughing at?
Go, keep on.
What?
It's good.
Was it a side joke I missed?
No, it's nothing.
No.
Nothing.
No.
It's
good.
the
Oh,
peanut.
it's on the other side.
peanut,
Okay.
yeah. The peanut gallery.
The peanut gallery in the back. Okay. So now I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? That's what you get when you're
Halloween.
3 years old.
Halloween.
So we're talking about Halloween. Well, what was I getting at as far as Halloween?
You're explaining it.
Oh, that was
Explaining
okay.
the pagan holiday. Yeah.
It's a pagan holiday, and it's the time of the year where the veil, or is supposed to be known as the veil between the living and the dead, is the thinnest. So it is the best time to do a public investigation. So if you want to investigate the Auberge Willow Inn in Hudson, Quebec, which we did in 2017, it's time to get your tickets now. It is $75 per person. Mind you, it includes a 3-course meal, workshop, meet and greet, public investigation, the whole 9 yards. And on top of that, we're not just investigating the Willow, we're investigating the Anchorage across the street. Massive house, 5-6 bedrooms, really old, like really amazing place. You don't want to miss this.
And we did get some evidence, some pretty good catches at both those locations.
Yeah, we did at the
Yeah.
Anchorage and at the Willow.
Yeah, both. Yeah.
So this is something you guys are going to go through. We're going to bring you to the hot spots where you actually captured the evidence. You're actually going to see the evidence. We're going to play the videos for you. You're going to play the audio. You're going to get the whole 9 yards. So get your tickets now. The event is on November 1st, 2019 at the Auberge Willow Inn in Hudson, Quebec. You can get your tickets by e-transferring money or your ticket price to ghost at ghost-canada.com, or you can contact the Willow directly on their Facebook page,
First time.
or you can actually register yourself at the Willow Inn directly in Hudson, Quebec. So don't forget to get your tickets, and it's going to be an amazing night, especially with Jose potentially joining us.
I shall let you know.
Okay, so I guess we're done for the night.
Yep.
Another show out the window. No pun. Oh, hold on. One thing I want to add. Remember I told the team there was a special surprise today? Okay. I was actually contacted by a TV network out of Toronto, but this is a U.S. production, out of the Travel Channel, and they have requested to use our footage of the window opening at the jail hostel.
How did they?
They contacted me via email,
Okay.
and they actually saw
Where'd they see it? Yeah. Oh, I mean, they seen
Ghost
it online.
Ghostwatch.net.
Oh,
So it's kind of pair own teams. So you
Yeah.
can check it online.
yeah.
They saw it there. Ghostwatch.net got back to me and said,
Yeah.
"Listen, there's this person trying to reach you."
Yeah.
I got back to Marshall, and Marshall said, "Well, I'm a TV producer out of Toronto,
Yeah.
but there's a show called I can't say the show name right now. It's confidential. There's a show that's going to be coming up, and they do want to use our footage from the Ottawa jail hostel,
Nice. Yeah.
the window opening."
Yes.
And
yeah.
I explained to him like
Yeah.
what went on.
Yeah.
So they're
Which
interested,
happened twice, by the way.
happens twice, yeah. So they're actually interested in our footage, which is it's flattering because he saw the footage and went, "Wow, this is so amazing that you guys captured this window opening."
Yeah.
So I explained to him that we did the tests and the manometer, and we debunked it as it's not
Yeah.
wind or stack effect or all the
Yeah.
other stuff, thermal effect as
Especially how the movement of it, hey,
Yeah.
it just against physics for it to act like
No,
that,
it
without
wasn't, yeah.
manipulation.
So, anyways, that's kind of cool. That's a little kind of bonus that there's actually TV networks interested in some of the evidence footage that we captured. So I'm not sure. I do know what the name of the show is going to be, but unfortunately, because of confidentiality reasons, I can't tell you what the name of the show is going to be. But look out for paranormal shows. You're probably going to see the footage that we captured at the Ottawa jail hostel of that window opening, which was back in 2016. I think we caught it. Right?
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, guys, which camera are we on now? This one. Okay, so guys, on that note, we're gonna leave you for the evening. I think we've talked enough. I think I've put her or Jose in a position way too much. I think she put me in a position as well. But that's fine.
It's all good.
All right, guys. So on the usual note, we will leave you guys this evening. And don't forget to get your tickets for the Willow Inn event on November 1st, 2019. I'd like to thank Jose for joining us. Thank you for coming. I think it was great. The information you gave us is amazing. And hopefully we can go over some more stuff on November 1st.
Thanks for
Kyle, as
inviting me.
usual, my I guess I get it. This might probably say second in command. Darlene, who is a potential new member, who might be joining the team. Thanks for sitting with us tonight. So on that note, we are gonna leave the Ghost Talk Show one more time in our usual fashion. I guess you guys don't know what that is.
No, we don't.
On the count, that one there.
Okay.
On the count of 3, we go lights out.
Lights
And then Shannon, why don't you show your face once? Come on, come on, Shannon. Okay, anyways, thank you to Shannon. She did the camera work this evening. She's behind the laptop or the notebook. And again, I want to say hello. I know I'm carrying on as usual. Hey, Colin. Hey, Taylor. Hey, Melanie. Hey, Don. Everybody else in the team. So on the count of 3, we're gonna go. Up.
Okay.
Ready? Then you fade us out, probably. All right, guys. Thanks
Okay.
again for joining us for another episode of Ghost Talks.
Yes,
Join us
yes.
again next month, October, which will be last Saturday of the month, which I don't think is going to interfere with our event. But our Ghost Talk shows are every last Saturday of the month.
good, yeah.
We're going to have some new guests, new topics for you to comment on, new topics for you to discuss. We're going to discuss a lot of other stuff for you. All right, so thanks again for joining us. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Lights out!